the hierarchy of Manchester United are concerned because some players are beginning to lose faith in the manager's idea and in the manager's philosophy. Yeah. When you listen to that Bruno Fernandes interview after the defeat to Manchester City, if as a captain of a Mourinho's team you grant that kind of interview, you are gone. In that interview, Bruno absolved himself of every single blame, faulted the style, faulted the tactics, even mentioned individuals.
Okay.
That's a lack of trust in the manager. And they said the board are concerned and they are going to use how the remaining 3 games will evolve to decide the manager's future.
Here we go again. I think this has been the normal Manchester United for quite some time over the course of the years, because after 1, 2, 3 years, that is what you hear from the players, and then the next thing will be to sack the manager, and then who is going to come in as the next manager? Then the question should be there.
I agree.
Yeah, that has been the story.
I agree. Yeah. There have to be a change somehow, someday.
Of course.
There have to be a change.
Yes, there have to be. And when you look at it now that the players are beginning to go, just like they question Erik Ten Hag, just like they question Oliver Solskjaer, just like they question Ralf Rangnick, to who handled the club for just a little bit of time. Questions about how he trained, questions about the tactics he used to play. So almost all of these players are still at the club, and then the same thing is still happening over the course of the years. But I think right now the Ineos, maybe they will sit down and have a rethink if they sack Ruben Amorim, because they are here to save the footballing part of Manchester United. Quite right, this manager is their own decision. Umar Barada made a decision to bring it, but Dan Ashworth refused to go on this, and that is why he is no longer at the club right now.
Can you imagine?
Yes. And this was Umar Barada's first decision in bringing a manager.
Exactly.
He has never appointed
and he has backed him. Since the first day they brought him in, he has backed him all over the place. And even yesterday he said they are trying to make things better.
And I read even Wilcox was not comfortable with the fact that the manager was slave to one idea. He felt it didn't suit the other. But Barada felt, this is
and then the guy that was heavily opposed to him,
exactly, Dan Ashworth is gone.
Dan Ashworth is gone. Ashworth made it clear that this guy is not what we need.
These are the problems you United.
And then they said Ashworth made that known using the profile of the players they have in the team. So he foresaw this coming. But it was the guy that was asked to leave.
It was obvious that this manager, nobody's even saying the manager is good or bad now, but it doesn't suit the ideas of the club. It doesn't suit the ideas. So let him go. It's as simple as that. In fact, the managerial appointments for United in the past 5 to 7 years have just been peaceful.
And just like we said, I think was it on Monday after the show, I put it as something. United didn't go for Ruben Amorim when he was available in the summer. He was running all over Europe looking for a job. He went to West Ham United. He had to come back and apologize.
Yes.
To Sporting and the fans. And he went.
Somebody who went to West Ham and then the deal did not work out.
Around that time, they were in conversation with Thomas Tuchel, trying to bring any manager because they wanted to let go of Erik Ten Hag as of that time. And they didn't appoint Ruben Amorim. After that, in November, they just went back and said, "Look, come, we want you at the club right now. We want you to just come in and pick up the job right now, and let's see what is going to happen during the course of the season. By the end of the season, we can see how it is."
You can blame him for all the pitch results, but at the same time, you can't blame him for the system that brought him.
Okay, but again, you can't also like there are some basic things in football that Mourinho always talk about. He said, defending without being coach, you have to be compact when you defend.
Basic principles.
That one is not the coach. If you check how United are defending, it seems like the players have done too. They are probably not comfortable with this manager and then they want him out. I mean, Mikel has been revealing a lot in his podcast, even though I feel like he's sometimes going off the ball. What he said is that when they wanted AVB out, the players down too, and started having bad results, that the coach will be sacked.
Deliberately.
Yes. So now it seems like the big boy for Bruno to be so bold to question the manager's tactics. Do you know what Bruno just did? He just threw Euro under the bus.
But the only reason why I look at Ruben Amorim and I say, okay, you had an opportunity to do better and you didn't, is you called Bruno, I want you in my team. You literally said you are letting go of all the bad eggs in the team. So you are telling us that this United team, that they have the best character, they are the best players you can work with. So we should not have player problems with you, with these players. That's what you are telling us. You sent out the Rashfords, the Malashas, the Garnachos, and all of these guys saying you don't want to work with them. And they are gone. So you had an opportunity to send this guy out and you still kept him. and you are playing him out of position for no reason. He's obviously bound to get upset. The players that worked with
and even in that interview, he was asked about his position, and he was actually he was very angry.
But the thing is, if I was in that interview, I'll ask Bruno, when Ruben Amorim called him and tell him I want to keep you, did he tell him that he's going to play in this position?
I'm not sure they did have that conversation, because I'm not sure they did have that conversation.
Bruno has every right to be upset, because I mean, aside, how many players in this team were there during rugby? Aside Bruno,
A lot of them.
how many of them?
Sure.
Okay,
Maguire?
sure. Wait.
And then, okay, well, let's say he's not playing for the team.
That's all. That's all.
Actually, yeah, all of them. Yeah, of course.
So those three players that were there during the rugby,
Matic.
those three players. So you cannot even tell me that this is a player problem from. You cannot tell me this is a problem from Rio, because it's just 4 players out of the 23
But
months.
now Bradley handled the team for just 6 months, I think, or more,
So,
or like 8 months.
What I'm saying is,
It's not up to a year.
Amorim, obviously, the system that appointed him didn't favor him.
Yeah.
They set him up to fail.
Yeah.
That's the truth about it. But at the same time, he had an opportunity to do better in transfer window. And
But you know what? When Amorim was told about mental issue, sometimes he said he has been here, he found out that mentality is not the issue. Only last week again, he started lamenting about mentality.
you can see he's rattled.
He mentioned mentality.
Exactly. The thing is, sometimes when you come, you make sure that you give your players confidence and make sure that you go out there in the public and show that you believe in them. They can deliver. But in as much as the things continue to go this way.
Did you watch that Mikel Arteta's interview when he talked about how he solved the mentality issue at Arsenal?
Yeah.
You watch the interview.
Yeah,
he talked about how difficult it was for him to bring
very,
the dress.
difficult.
Very difficult.
Very, very difficult.
But and if you want a manager, this is what Raf is saying is the most difficult job for Amorim was to weed out people he saw as bad eggs. And after doing that, he was giving funds. Arteta, after doing that, said he didn't even have funds because of COVID.
Yeah. And he made us understand that he has weeded them out. The bad eggs, he has thrown them away. That means there's no bad egg in this team.
Because what this thing that
I'm not sure.
no, that is what he said. Because if bad egg keeps on appearing, that means you are the problem.
Exactly.
Hold on,
And the thing is, right now, before that Bruno interview, no any player issue between the manager and the player at Manchester.
Simple.
Yes.
That's
There wasn't anything
so
like that.
It means that
There wasn't anything like that.
For as long as you can see tactical flaws, you can see player profiling flaws, you cannot blame it on the players. You cannot even begin to blame it on players, because I was hoping, okay, if Cunha is out injured, Bruno goes up. It's simple.
But
1+1.
Yeah.
Bruno goes up.
No, the thing is, I actually believe that he refused to play Bruno Fernandes a little bit forward because he wants Manchester United to continue creating those amount of chances they were creating.
No, he wants them to create. No, he wants them to create from deep.
Yes.
Bruno cannot create from deep and defend.
But listen to his explanation before he started playing Bruno in this position. He said even last season when we had the ball, Bruno always drops deep.
Because he's the freelance midfielder.
That is why he said. So that's why he's comfortable playing
a player dropping deep. Odegaard drops deep to collect the ball.
Yes, now.
Very deep.
Is he the deep line playmaker?
No,
it's not Salim the responsibility of playing from